So this is another online battle with the Poketuber Cowheads. I messed up with this originally. I had accidentally paired it with another battle video in one video, which ended up being like 50 minutes long. Didn't realize it was two, so I sped it all up. So now it's going really fast. So kudos if you can keep up, but I'm going to try and do the commentary well enough to help you guys out. So I'm playing Garbodor Terrakion. He's playing, I believe, Terrakion Zekiels. I attach a scarf and energy to my active Terrakion, and on my bench Trubbish, I believe I have another scarf attached there. Garbodor needs a tool attached to be able to activate its ability. I've also got a bench Terrakion, so I'm feeling pretty good with my setup so far. He's, so there we go, confirmation that he is playing Eels with that Terrakion. And he communicates in that Zekrom for a Mewtwo, attaches the Eviolite, and is going to use Professor Oak's new theory. So Cowheads at this point didn't have all the essential cards like Catcher and things like that. So he plays with Pont, I think Collector, Junk Arm, Reversal, that sort of thing. So I get the turn 2 Garbodor, feeling pretty good. I go ahead and Tool Scrapper that Eviolite off the Mewtwo, attach another energy to the Terrakion, and go ahead, Catcher up the Dynamo, and retaliate for the knockout. Now I really didn't need to knock out an Eel, but the thought process was just to take a quick early prize and be ahead on the prize count. So he's got a Terrakion with a Prism attached, so he's going to be able to retaliate for 90. So maybe taking out the Dynamo wasn't the best idea, but if I can still put that pressure on early game, I still have a good shot. So I'm going to attach that fighting energy to my bench Terrakion rather than my active, and that's because I want to kind of force him to attach all the energy, and so I'm not necessarily wasting resources. If I attach all of it, like right there, I just would have been knocked out, and that energy would have gone to waste. I already had an experience share, so I had the rescue scarf on that active one, and for some reason Retaliate there did not hit him for 90 like it should have. This was a glitch that I believe has been corrected. It should have hit him for 90. It did have the 2 energy. He had just knocked out my Terrakion, so I'm not quite sure why that didn't happen. But that's kind of keeping him in the game right now. He really can't afford to bench an Eel. I mean, there's really no point in benching an Eel. It'd just be easy prizes for me. And at this point, really that Mewtwo is going to be my hardest counter. So Engineers is another rotated out supporter that he's playing. Not too big a deal. He attaches a Lightning and is going to hit me for 2, 4, 6, 8, 100. Not quite enough to knock me out, but I've got plenty of energy in hand, so I feel pretty comfortable attaching to do a Land Crush next turn, which should have knocked him out. Retaliate would have done 90 the previous turn, Land Crushing doing 90 this turn. Unfortunately, things don't always work out the way they should with the glitch. So I am going to still attach that other energy to be able to do more. I can't really take a knockout on anything, so I'm just going to keep that Catcher in my hand and hit him for 90. If he tries to retreat back to the bench, I will be able to knock him out with my other Terrakion. Either way he decides to, knock out my current Terrakion, he's going to be attaching another Eviolite to that Mewtwo, making it even more difficult, and is going to knock out that active Terrakion with his Mewtwo. So I'm going to go ahead and use Experience Share. I used a Heavy Ball, go ahead and get a Terrakion out, and Bianca for a couple more, and I'm not even going to take the chances with Retaliate being glitchy again. I just attached the 3rd energy to Land Crush to knock out his Mewtwo. So taking out that Mewtwo definitely put me in a really good position, put me ahead on prizes by 1. Now I just have to focus on building up the Terrakion on my bench in preparation to lose my active one, and we'll pretty much, instead of a Mewtwo war, we have a Terrakion war. So I'm going to Land Crush to put 90 on his Terrakion. I think he already had 30 on it before, so I'll easily be able to just retaliate, even with the glitch, to be able to knock it out next turn. And we should be good to go. So he Junipers away a significantly large hand of like 7 or 8 to be able to attach the third energy on. Thought I was pretty close to knockout, but maybe I wasn't. No, I guess he had to do the land judgment to, or not land judgment, land crush to knock me out. So that does tie it up on prizes, so I'm going to bring out my Terrakion. Again, just nice, happy Terrakion War. And wait for him to take his prize. And yeah, I need to hit a Super Rod to get some Terrakions back into my deck. That's my only worry right now. I'm going to put up that Emolga for the free retreat. Oh, I end up taking that back. I guess so I could use a communication possibly later. And retaliated, which there it worked, for 90 and the knockout. So I am still ahead on prizes. 3-2. Did it let me take my prize? Oh, and yeah, so he said something in the corner that there's also been a glitch with the rescue scarf. I guess when rescue scarf was used earlier and it went back to my hand, it didn't allow him to take a prize. So little odd. Again, this game was recorded a long time ago, so they have fixed a lot of these glitches. So he ends up using a reversal to bring up my Garbodor. Strangely enough, the Garbodor without the tool. I guess at this point, you know, the game's so close, it really doesn't matter. And it's just going to try and stall. I have the two switches in hand, so I'm really not thinking too bad about it. Right now I'm just paying more attention to the chat bar in the bottom and trying to figure out, you know, if we actually, you know, and I guess you guys can rewind the video to see if when he knocked out my Terrakion in the beginning with the rescue scarf attached, if it actually counted as a knockout. So he's going to play a Super Rod. He's got, what, 1 energy on that Terrakion. He is going to put a Mewtwo back in, a fighting, and another fighting. Benches a Dynamo and is hitting me for 10? I don't honestly, it probably would have just been better to let the Terrakion sit up there and stall. I can't one-shot the Terrakion, but I could definitely one-shot a Dynamo. Top of random receiver, which unfortunately just leads to an N, so that's really not that helpful. Would have been nice to hit a Super Rod. Well, obviously I can't hit a Super Rod with that, with a random receiver, but would have been nice to draw a Super Rod rather than the random receiver. I went ahead and attached and just took out the Dynamo. So down to 1 prize. Terrakion's going to be able to retaliate for 90, and I may be fresh out of Terrakion, so if he knocks out this Terrakion, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Oh, no, I have 1 more Terrakion in there. So I go ahead and empty out my hand, do 70 to him, just hoping that I draw into a fighting energy. However, I can easily sacrifice a Garbodor and still be ahead, and still be good on prizes, which I should have done right then, but yeah, it's minor misplay. Do hit the Super Rod though, so we're gonna go ahead and Super Rod in just a bunch of energy and bench that Terrakion, and I am gonna have to pass. So I believe he's got 100 on him right now. He, I guess, feels pretty safe benching Zekroms. And gonna land judgment. Yeah, I keep on saying land judgment. Land crush me. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that switch to get back to Garbodor. If he doesn't have the reversal or the catcher to bring up that Terrakion, that'll at least save an energy and give me a little more time to top 1 off. And there we go. So I'm going to attach that energy to that Terrakion, and I'll end up just sacrificing that Garbodor. Not a big deal. Still ahead on prizes. But of course, now we're into the issue of, well, was there a rescue scarf glitch earlier? And if there was, technically he would have won. I believe what I end up doing in this game is I just give it to him in the end. I'm just kind of playing it out right now. Yeah, I'm saying that in the corner, or trying to explain it in the corner, because of the prize glitch. Now again, now after I do this, I want to rewind it and see if there was an issue. But at the moment, I'm not going to stop the recording to backtrack. So he knocks out my Garbodor with the Rescue Scarf, and I'm going to put out that Terrakion, and I don't top anything. Wow. All that energy in the deck, and I did not get a catcher, but I should be retaliating for 90, so I should, even with the Eviolite, as long as it doesn't glitch, we're fine. But as you see, I'm actually conceding to him because I'm just going to assume that there was a Rescue Scarf glitch, which would have meant that he would have won the game. So just making it fair, and that's it. So stay tuned for more battle videos. In the future I won't mess up the timing so much so that they're not nearly as rushed, although I think I did a fairly good job of keeping up with it. So hope you guys enjoyed, and like I said, stay tuned.